What is going on, Ladystrong Fitness family? I'm back at it again with a very special edition episode. Today I'm meeting with Geneva studio manager Jessica. Jessica, woo woo woo. Let's go. Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well.
Welcome to the Women Behind the Weights podcast, where we empower and inspire women to lift both weights and their voices. Each week, we explore the incredible journeys of women who are breaking barriers in the fitness world and making their mark. Join us for insightful discussions, inspiring stories, and practical tips that you can apply in your own life. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just starting your fitness journey, there's something here for everyone. Tune in to discover the stories that will ignite your passion, uplift your spirit, and remind you that you are Ladystrong. Let's lift each other up, one conversation at a time.
So, okay, what's really funny is that I asked you before we hit the record button if you've ever been on the episode, and I'm in awe that you haven't been on yet.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've
Yeah.
never been on a podcast. I'm like, do I need a mic? Do I grab the phone?
Because I feel like we have a lot to talk about, and truthfully, I don't even know where to begin. But what I do want to start asking, I guess, I do know where to begin. I'm lying. You didn't start just working for us. You started out as a member in Schaumburg.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
was a member.
yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Let's talk about that. Like, what did that journey look like for you? Your first day, how did you find out about Lady Strong? Let's start from there.
Oh gosh. I think I was on one of those Facebook pages of what's happening in Bartlett or what's happening in whatever town. It might even be St. Charles now that I think back on it. And I was looking for a gym because it was 2021, so right after COVID, and I was doing beach body at home. So I'm like, all right, I need to get out of the house, I need to do something. And someone suggested Lady Strong Fitness, and I'm like, that's really cool. What is that? So then I searched, just Googled Lady Strong, and I'm like, okay, cool. I want to try it out. And I put my information in and I went in for my free class.
That is crazy. Who would have thought that you would be going from a member to, I believe you then transitioned from a member to part-time because it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't immediately full-time to
No.
working for us part-time. So let's talk about that transition because I believe it was almost over a year you were in the transition. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I was a member March of 21, and then I started working in August part-time of 21. And then I was
That's like no time at all. Yeah.
no, I was working from home. I needed to get out of the house. I was so bored at home. And I actually talked with Brittany about this the other day. And I saw you guys posted that you were looking for part-time employees. And I'm like, can I do the job? And I did the job, and then that was August, and then January of 22, you guys asked me to be the studio manager.
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, when we recognize good talent, great character and personality, it's something that we want to immediately jump on because good people are hard to find. And we knew with your charisma, the type of personality that you have, super outgoing, it was a no-brainer to make you a part of the Green Squad team. So I want to thank you first and foremost because boy, have you seen a lot
Yeah.
with us and going through the adaptive stage with, different people coming in and out as employees.
Mhm.
You've seen different systems and processes, trying different things. And, that could be a little bit overwhelming to some people, but
Mm.
you jumped right in and you were just like, I'm in for the ride. Let's go.
Yep.
So I thank you for that. So super,
Sure.
super appreciative. Okay, so fast forwarding a year ago, you then managed to transition from studio manager of Schaumburg to studio manager of Geneva once we opened up Geneva up. And it was after Jesus, it hadn't even been 6 months when you started working at Geneva that you got diagnosed with cancer. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a sensitive topic, but as always, I love to talk about the vulnerability side when it comes to things because it's super
Sure.
important. We've always been a fan of supporting people
Mhm.
inside the studio. We always do like a cancer workout, but then to
Mhm.
actually go through something yourself, let's talk about that whole encounter when you first found out. Let's start there.
Yeah, so I mean, I have dates, I can remember nothing, but these dates are engraved in my head, which is crazy. So Martin Luther King Day, I had like soreness in my armpits and I was like, oh, like really sore, as if I just worked out, but it was only on one side. And I'm like, I'll like have my mom look at it because your mom knows everything, right? So like I'll have my mom look at it tomorrow morning when I wake up. And wake up in the morning, she looked at it and was pressing on it and was like, oh, I'm like, oh, mom, like it hurts. And she goes, maybe you just need to drain your lymph nodes. And I'm like, girl, I am 30 years old. I have never had to drain a lymph node in my life, but okay, we'll see. So it went a couple days. It didn't go down. It still hurt the same amount. And that was Tuesday she looked at it. That Thursday, I was at the studio with Brittany and Caitlin and Maggie, and they were like, girl, you need to go to the doctor. So I called my primary and they said, oh, it might be like bacterial, but let me check the rest of you. And so she did. And then she found then a lump in my left breast and was like, okay, we need to go for an ultrasound and a mammogram. I'm like, well, what does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but like,
Yeah.
what does that mean for me? And that's when the process started.
That is insane. I kudos to you because your mentality. I'll be honest, personally, I've experienced things that people don't see behind closed doors. It has
Mhm.
been the same before
Yeah.
the diagnosis, your personality and your personality now. And truthfully speaking, when Brittany and I had conversations, we didn't know how this was going to end up affecting from a business perspective and in your
Mhm.
position because when you get news like that it could be number one, it could take a toll mentally on
Yeah.
you. And I think I told you this, and if I haven't, I'm going to reiterate it, that you've done a phenomenal job throughout this whole ordeal. I had a conversation with one of Dr. Nate's patients in Geneva, and I said, hey, we're going to get you set up with our studio manager Jazz, and I said, how does Thursday sound? Or she's like, I can come Thursday. And I
Mhm.
said, oh, Thursday does not work. I said, our studio manager has chemo treatment. She's like, she's working for you guys when she's got cancer? And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, yeah, totally understand. But at the same token, I just be like, you just don't know this girl. Like, you have no idea. But I was telling her the amazing things we had done for you and raised
Mhm.
money and did a fundraiser event and things like that. So she thought that was really cool. So anyway, fast forwarding, I do want to talk about you are almost, I want to say in remission, where you get to ring the bell soon.
Mhm.
And we were invited to do that. So we're going to be there. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So I have one more chemo treatment left and then like 6 weeks after that, then surgery. But I like, what's the word? You know, when you get like bored of doing something over and over and over again, I feel like that's how it is right now. Like, I don't get me wrong. This sounds so silly, but I love going to chemo because I love my nurses. They're phenomenal. My social worker comes and visits me and she's phenomenal. And then I have whoever takes me there, which we always have a good time and laughing. Like when I tell you I've probably read like 10 pages of a book at chemo, that's all I can get through because I'm always talking to somebody.
Oh, wow.
But I'm over it, you know? Like, okay, it's fun when I go, but I'm tired of going. So I want like, okay, this chapter to end and move on to my next chapter, which is surgery and radiation and so on.
Yeah, let's talk about that next chapter because it's just, you're not done from there. There's still a lot more to do. And I think it's important to share, like, you've managed to make it through one hurdle. Now you're on to the next. So, what does that look like with surgery and whatnot? If you could share what that entails.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So I am going to have surgery in first or second week of October. And I will be doing a double mastectomy. So they will be taking my boobs and putting implants and spacers back in place of where my breast tissue was. And then I have a 6 week recovery from that. And then I will start radiation almost immediately. I don't know how many radiation sessions I'll have just because I'm waiting to get another scan after chemo. But after radiation could be 5 to 7 weeks of sessions daily, Monday through Friday, which are only 25 minutes, so it's not like it's a big deal, but still, it's every day. And then my radiologist wants me to wait a full 6 months before my second surgery, where I will be removing my implants and taking my body fat from my stomach and putting it in place. It's called a deep flap surgery, and some ladies do it, some ladies don't. I don't know why. I'm choosing to do it because I have put so much poison in my body over the last 6 months,
Mhm.
and I don't want anything else foreign in my body. I mean, yeah, is the stuff in the environment great? No.
Yeah.
But if I can control something that has been out of my control for the last, 6 months, I want to be able to do that. So I won't be having that surgery till June of 27. So it's a little bit longer of a process than I hoped.
Yeah, so we're looking at least another year, if not more, before
Mhm.
you're officially, like, done.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've talked about, like, a lot of your personal things, and I think it's important to share some of your day-to-day activities that you do, like, as a studio manager, because I'll be honest, a lot of people assume that all you do is greet people and answer the phone, but there's so much more behind the scenes that people don't see, and I really want you to share. We don't have to get to the deep meat and potatoes of it, but just share, like, what does that a typical day look like for you?
Yeah, so throughout the week, we have team meetings, leadership meetings, like sales training, a couple different meetings throughout the week, which is it's nice to be able to then like collaborate with gals from Schaumburg because we don't get to see them as often anymore. I also check in on the members. Like when I'm sitting there telling you I check in on you or I'm going to check in on you, I actually do, guys. Like like
It's not an automation.
no, like, it's actually me, and I'm telling you guys, I spend time looking for those memes I send you, so I really hope you like them. But so I touch base with the ladies, I make sure the operations are running smoothly, make sure equipment and things here are not breaking down because, I mean, wear and tear,
Yeah.
which is okay. So that's just some of the things I do, but my main thing is just being able to support our women in whatever possible way that looks like for them.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. So that's your, maybe day-to-day stuff. Let's talk about your workouts. I was really excited to hear that you were able to get a semi-private class in with Coach Major yesterday. So you're still trying to do things. So let's talk about your journey from a fitness perspective. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I was probably working out up until the first like week of March, and then I had my port put in, and then I had it put in, and I worked out, and I was not supposed to for like 6 weeks, but they didn't tell me that, and I just learned that not long ago. So whatever. It's besides the fact done and over with. But I haven't really been working out lately because, or as much as I should, because I get so out of breath
Mhm.
like, really fast. So, I mean, I go on a lot of walks or I'll walk on my, walking pad at home. I've done a couple, like, dance videos at home just because I could pause it
Yeah.
when I get tired and sit down for, like, 5-10 minutes, maybe finish it, maybe not. But knowing that my, like, chest and shoulders are going to be more hunched over from surgery and
Mm.
I'm going to have to do physical therapy, I'm like, "Okay, I have to start lifting something, even if it's just 5 pounds, try and get back in the groove." I mean, I have a wedding in September too, so I want my arms to look good.
I love it.
So, just here and there, so now I'm starting to get back into it, as much as I can. There are obviously, like, limitations that of certain exercises I can't do, which is okay, I will work around them, but I can't, like, even chest press more than 15 pounds right now, I think until my port is out pretty much.
Question for you. I would like for you to give any advice to any women that are currently going through any sort of hardship in their life right now. Because if anyone were to give the advice, it would be you giving your current situation. What would your advice be for any woman right now that's going through hardship?
One thing I always remember, and I would say that our women should always remember, is your why. Like, why are you here in general, like on this earth? Why are you, working towards some goal, whether it's health, fitness, financial, I mean, a house, anything? Like, just what's your why? Because that's what should drive you. You shouldn't give up on your dreams. It sounds so cliche, but you shouldn't. Like, going through this, I'm like, my biggest dream is I want to be a mom, and I had to go through fertility in order to become a mom after this breast cancer nonsense. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but you have to continue to remind yourself of why you're here, what you're doing, what's the best that can happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the best that can happen is that I come on the other side of this and I'm happier. I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, or I have something else I want to accomplish now because I've hit it.
Yeah.
So I think just remembering your why and remembering who you are and that you are a lot stronger than you might give yourself credit will go a long way.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. So I almost failed to mention you celebrated 5 years with us. We surprised you a couple days ago with
Mhm.
balloons, flowers, a little charm bracelet, and whatnot. But I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Since being a part of the Green Squad team, what is your favorite part about working at Lady Strong? Outside, in all fairness,
Mhm.
outside of the women, because when I asked for quite, I
Ah.
knew that was coming. Because I get that. Honestly, you guys are 10 toes down for the member. So we
Mhm.
know that. And I think everybody else knows that. But
Mhm.
share with them something that they may not know, like even from a Green Squad team perspective.
I think it's a couple things, right? I think it's like the Green Squad, right? We do team meetings, which is awesome. It's a great way to get on the same page in the day to day for business reasons. But like we also do team outings where we get to know one another. We get to know each other's quirks and things they like and versus not like. And oh, you haven't ate this before? Like it's just fun and you're just cackling a lot of the time because it's a good time. But like I also like I'm going to shout out Brittany and Marcia. Like I personally have never had a boss, a manager, a leader, an owner that cared as much about my personal growth than like their own growth. Like you guys have always wanted us to grow as much as you guys are growing, and whether it's personally, professionally, whatever that looks like. And that's something like I've never experienced and I appreciate a lot. And I know a lot of the other team members appreciate too. And the women don't get to see that, which is like kind of neat. So I wanted to say that. But honestly, the Green Squad and is my favorite part.
I like that you said that. Brittany had mentioned that you guys just had a meeting today, and she got off the meeting and she looked at me and she's like, it's so nice to hear an employee ask you, how are you doing from a personal perspective? And it works both ways. The feelings are reciprocated. So it's just not us caring about you guys. It's really cool to hear and know that you guys care about us as well. So thank you so much for that. That means a lot.
Course.
So,
Of course.
okay.
We're a family.
Yeah, 100%. So, hold on one second. I'm gonna grab something here because
Okay.
there's something new that I've incorporated at the end of each episode.
Mhm.
It is where I ask the previous guest on the show one question you would like to leave for the next person coming on the episode. And the last guest that we had was Bunny, and the question, Bunny from LSF Ginny, or excuse me, Schaumburg, and the question that she said was, what does community mean to you, and how do you make your community better?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Man, okay, what does community mean to me? And then I'll answer the second part.
Okay.
Community to me is involvement, regardless of whatever that looks like. Whether that's getting involved in events, challenges, workouts with one another, having conversations with, another client or a coach or me or Ella at Schomburg, getting involved in different ways, I think is a really big part of the community. And I think it helps someone feel part of something or feel welcomed. And what was the second part?
Yeah. And the second part was that is how do you make your community better?
One thing I know from like growing up, I've always wanted to make someone feel welcome or included because I know how it has felt to be excluded. And that's one thing I never want someone else to feel. So whether that's just me turning a certain way and including someone else in a conversation or asking someone, "Oh, hey, what's your favorite music?" because that's what maybe me and someone else is talking about. That is something I'm always like cognizant about is just okay, who am I around? Who's like wanting to come into a conversation, who may not want to but is listening, is just making sure everyone does feel included.
Yeah. That's awesome. Justin, what I do have to say is that you are a true testament of what Lady Strong and how we embody that word. You are that person. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Of course, thank you
And
for having me.
yeah, you bet. And ladies, thank you for tuning in of another episode of Women Behind the Weights. Have an amazing day, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Women Behind the Weights podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights from today's episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach more women like you. Don't forget to connect with us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and to join our growing community. Remember, we're all in this together, and every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Until next time, keep lifting those weights and your voices. You've got this.